This video will take you through the final step of the Music and Society research essay. That's formatting the essay and putting all of the parts together to create a final copy. So the first thing you'll want to do is to make sure that you've opened up the Step 7 document, the step in which you actually create your final copy. One of the first things you will want to do is get rid of this beautiful cover art. In your finished copy, you don't want my cover. So delete it. Next, you're actually already seeing this example. You can delete this as well. Okay, let's do some customizing. So a few things to check just to be sure. Now, if you're using my system, you've already got a pretty solid setup. You've already got page numbers for last name inserted, the correct format for your little header box here, the correct format for your title, and finally, like the place where you're actually going to put all the paragraphs. But if you're working from scratch, let's check a few things. First off, let's make sure that all of our margins are set to 1 inch. I'm going to go to File, Page Setup, and just confirm that all of my margins are at 1 inch. If you're using my document, that's already been done for you. The next thing I need to do is start customizing. I'm going to click up here, and I'm only going to highlight the words last and name. I'm not going to highlight the number. That will mess up my page numbering. I'm going to go ahead and type my last name into that space. So it'll be your last name, a space, and then the number that you didn't touch. Next, I'm going to go down here and customize this part. I'm going to put my own first and last name. I'm going to put the name of the course. It'll just depend on what it is. My course is ELA 4. It might be English 12, something like that. I'm going to put the instructor's last name. It will probably be different. That would be your teacher's last name. And finally, I'm going to format my date. And today is 6 November 2023. Obviously, you'll put whatever the correct date is. I need to give my essay a title that describes what the essay will be about. I don't want to leave it saying title of essay, capitalize all keywords, although I do want to put a title here and I do want to capitalize the keywords. So my essay was about the impact of Rihanna and Eminem's song, Love the Way You Lie, on adolescent perceptions of domestic violence. So I probably want to put something that tells people that's what this essay is going to be about. So I can put the impact of Love the Way You Lie on adolescent perceptions of domestic violence. Notice I didn't do anything jazzy with the title. I didn't make it 36-point font, swirly lettering, any of that. It's just centered 12-point font. I have to do a couple of other things. Love the Way You Lie is the title of a song, so I need to italicize it. And I'm just checking that I capitalized each of the keywords in my title, and I did that. Okay, the next step, copy and paste paragraphs from your draft documents here. So we're going to work together to do that now. You're going to go to Google Drive, and you're going to open each of the steps. You want to open step 2. So that's step 7, yep. Step 2. I want to open step 3. I want to open step 4. And finally, I want to open step 5 and my step 6 references. I like to open them all at the beginning and have them in a nice tidy row. So now I'm going to start moving my rough draft paragraphs over into my final copy document. So I'm going to start at step 2 and scroll down until I see my completed paragraph. I'll highlight it. I'll copy it, and I'm going to paste it into my document. All right, first paragraph down. As I finish my copying and pasting, I can close each document to make sure that I don't accidentally do something twice. I'm going to go to my step 3, scroll down, highlight my paragraph, copy it, and paste. I can close that when I'm done with it now. I'm going to go to my step 4, scroll down, copy my paragraph, get into the document and paste. I can close that when I'm done with it. All right, I'm going to go to this step, There's my paragraph, copy it, paste it. And finally, my references page. Scroll down. Starting where it says references, I'm going to highlight all of those beautifully formatted entries that I did in step 6. I'm going to add them here at the end of the document. All right, now I am not quite done. My formatting is not finished. The next thing I need to do is finish up those final steps. I'm going to click in my document, then hit Command A to select everything. The next thing I'm going to do is make sure that my entire document is in 12-point font. So I'm going to come up here, pull down, and ensure it's 12-point. The next thing is I like to draft my writing using Lexend Deca. It's a dyslexia-friendly font. However, for your final copy, it needs to be in Times New Roman or Arial. I prefer Times New Roman. You're going to pull down under the font menu and select Times New Roman. Next, we're going to double space the entire document, including that references page. I'm going to go up here, the 3 lines with the double-ended arrow, and click on it and switch to double spacing. Next, I'm going to check through and make sure that I don't have any extra spaces between paragraphs. Now mine looks fine, but I'll show you a very common error I see in student writing. A lot of times I'll be reading along, I'll get to the end of a paragraph and notice this situation. There is an extra double space between the paragraphs. This is incorrect formatting and it's unnecessary. Indenting is what tells me you have started a new paragraph. You don't need extra lines. So get rid of that. If that's happening in your essay, it should look this way. Let's go over this again. No. Yes. Let's do it again. No. Yes. One more time. No. Yes. Okay, we're getting really close. So finally, I get to the end. My references need to be on their own page. I could either choose to insert a page break, or if you're like me, a little lazy, I'm just going to hit return until my references are all on a separate page. Now there's a few more things that you can do here. If you go to the end of the document, there's some prompts in here and a rubric. You can choose to delete that if you would like. Sort of depends on what your instructor prefers. I grade on a separate rubric. I just put it in there so students can see the way that they will be assessed. So finally, I'm just going to look it over. I'm looking for any squiggles. I'm looking for any red herb squiggles or blue squiggles. I'm looking for misspelled words, problems with my formatting, issues with the font, anything weird with the title, page numbers not loading. But you know what? I think everything looks fine, and I think this paper is ready to submit.